What's up, guys? So today we're going to do a video on the Sword and Shield booster boxes, their top 5 and top 10 card value. I did this a long time ago, but a lot of the alt arts have seen massive increases in price over the past couple months, so I figured I'd do this again. And at the end of the video, I'm going to relate this to Sword and Shield investing because I think a lot of investments right now are going to be flat for the next few months, but there are going to be some opportunities, and I'm actually going to talk about what I'm potentially going to be investing in if I can find a good deal on it. But to start with, Sword and Shield base, top 5 value is $134.76. Top 10 value is $184.79. That puts it 10 out of 12 in the rankings. And if we look at the cards here, Snorlax VMAX has actually overtaken Marnie. It's a $50 card at this point. So shout out to the guy who posted this on Pokemon Investing Reddit. I guess you trying to pump this, it's worked, man. So congrats with that. Marnie in second place. You have Snorlax in third. Another Rainbow Marnie, Zacian Lapras. Nothing too special going on in Sword and Shield base set. But there are two worse sets. Rebel Clash, top 5 value, 122.22. Top 10 value, 179.45. Puts it 11 out of 12 in both categories, top 5 and top 10. When we look at the cards here, Boss's Orders, 45 bucks. That's a promo of the Dragapult there, so I didn't include that. Sonya Full Art, 25, almost 26 bucks. Another Boss's Order, some Rainbows, the Cinderace, Dragapult VMAX, Ninetales, Sonya, Rillaboom. So yeah, again, nothing too crazy in Rebel Clash. Darkness Ablaze, obviously the worst set, 12 out of 12 in top 5 and top 10 value. Top 5 value, $52.77. Top 10 value, $76.60. Just embarrassing. The Charizard card is, where is it? Darkness Ablaze. Sorry, I skipped over it. So Charizard VMAX here at $21.76. Top card in the set. Then you have the Salamence VMAX under $10 and just a bunch of other rainbow cards. Again, nothing special. Darkness Ablaze, absolutely miserable there. Vivid Voltage is going to be 9 out of 9. 9 and 9 depending on top 5 and top 10 value. So for top 5 value, 165.07. Top 10 value, 197.79. So as we can see, basically the first 4 sets are the 4 worst in both categories in top 5 and top 10 value. To give you guys an idea, again, Chonkachu up top, 125.98. Actually, it's doing pretty well. It's well over $100 at this point, so that's impressive. Pokemon Center Lady in second place at $13.46. Pikachu V Full Art, a little over $11. Bea, Nessa, Togekiss, so nothing super crazy other than the Chonkachu right there. Moving on, we have Battle Styles. This is where things start to actually get interesting. So a lot of people thought that Battle Styles was shit, myself included. Surprisingly, when we look at top 5 value, it's $361.07. Top 10 value is $425.02. That ranks at number 6 and number 7 respectively for top 5 and top 10 value. So Battle Styles is actually like a middle of the road set when it comes to top 5 and top 10 value. If we look at the cards here, you have the Tyranitar V up top, 179.82. This thing has definitely exploded like most other alt arts. Urshifu V Max, 71.28. Empoleon V, 46.04. Single Strike Urshifu V Max, 45.46. Houndoom Single Strike Urshifu at 17.38. And then, the cards drop off after that. But, the Tyranitar definitely holding value, doing very well. And Battle Styles, it's a middle of the road set, right? So, and then also, it gets even crazier here. When I was going through and doing this, I honestly didn't expect this, but I'm gonna shove it in your guys' face a little bit because I got so many comments for such a long time about the Blaziken and Chilling Reign being dog shit. But before we get to that, top 5 value in Chilling Reign, $815.07. Top 10 value, $1,094.22. It's the second set, and outside of Evolving Skies, the only set above $1,000 in top 10 value. So this ranks it number 3 in top 5 value and number 2 in top 10 value. When we look at Chilling Reign, Blaziken up top, $404.15. I've gotten so many comments in a ton of my videos because I'm very bullish on Chilling Reign. People saying that the Blaziken art is shit. It's a bad card. It's not going to break $200. The Blaziken's worth more than the Gengar at this point. So a lot of you guys saying shit in the comments. I own up when I make mistakes and when I get stuff wrong. Maybe some of you guys will, admit that the Blaziken, put some respect on the Blaziken. But again, like just insane growth. If we look back in, February or even, early January, $160, like that's well over a 2x, 2.5x return on the Blaziken. Absolutely insane. Outside of the Blaziken, you have Moltres at $172. Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX, almost $100 at this point, $97.55. Gold Snorlax down to $71.37. Galarian Articuno V around $70. Galarian Rapidash around 65. Zeraora over 60. Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX 55. Like, very deep set. You have the Zapdos around 55 as well. Slowking over 40. Chansey's down to 30. So, incredibly deep set. It makes sense that the top 10 value is over $1,000. But it is only ranked third. There is obviously Fusion Strike and Evolving Skies higher in top 5 value, which we'll get to. Evolving Skies we won't spend too much time on. Top 5 value $2,259.54. Top 10 value $2,977.45. Obviously ranked 1 in both. Absolutely insane. Umbreon's over $900. You have the Rayquaza VMAX at $528. Leafeon VMAX $338. Glaceon VMAX around $250. Same thing with the Sylveon VMAX at $235. Dragonite V almost $190. Just incredible depth to the set. Umbreon V, Rayquaza V, Espeon V. You know, we've been over this before. Number 1 in both categories. Absolutely insane. Moving on, Fusion Strike, top 5 value $846.68. Beats out Chilling Reign by about $30 right now. Top 10 value $955.24. So it has a higher top 5 value than Chilling Reign and a lower top 10 value. So they're very, very close sets, guys. But when we look at Fusion Strike, the Gengar, this was close, or a little over $400. It's now down to $375. I did actually pull this. Well, my girlfriend pulled it, and we actually did sell it the other day on eBay for $398 Canadian. Like, we just wanted to get it gone. It had some white spots, so I definitely don't think it would have been a 9, even a 9. It probably would have been an 8, maybe a 9, who knows, but the card is gone. We sold it for like 400 Canadian, so definitely happy with that just to get it gone. Espeon VMAX alternate art $266, Mewtwo VMAX over $100, Mew V $56, Celebi V $46 as well. Rainbow Mew, Inteleon, Genesect, and Greedent V, interesting, $10.78, making it in the top 10 as well. So there you go for Fusion Strike. Moving on, we have Brilliant Stars, and again, these last 4 sets are where people should probably pay a bit more attention, and I'm actually kind of surprised by this. So top 5 value for Brilliant Stars, $358.58. Top 10 value, $481.96. That puts Brilliant Stars in the bottom half of Sword and Shield sets when it comes to top 5 value, and basically just, you know, right there in the middle at the bottom of the top half of top 10 value. So it's really a middling set when we look at value of Brilliant Stars, and we'll pull that up here. Charizard V up top, $180.68. Rainbow Charizard V-Star at $58. It's been around that for a long time. Arceus V, $45 almost. Umbreon V still over 40. Umbreon VMAX rather over 40 still. Umbreon V around 32. Mewtwo Stamp promo didn't include that. Sylveon VMAX, Sylveon V, those are both over 20, $25. Mimikyu V and VMAX as well, and then you have some other cards. So definitely a set that has a ton of depth. I went really hard into Brilliant Stars. I think it'll still do well long term, but when we look at these values, right, and we look at, you know, the chase and the popularity of some of these cards, part of it might be Charizard fatigue, but it's, you know, it's a middling set compared to a lot of these other sets, right? And we're going to see that in the future here. So the Astral Radiance, you know, 378.73 beats out Brilliant Stars and Battle Styles in top 5 value, and then top 10, 509.55. This puts it at 5th in both categories. So this is actually a pretty solid set when we look at the value. And we'll look at the cards here. Obviously, the Machamp V, $184. Starmie V, $62.18. Origin Form Dialga over 50. Origin Form Palkia over 40 still. The Beedrill, we pulled this as well. We're going to try and sell it also. $37. Garchomp V, $36. Hisuian Sneasler still over 30 as well. Iridio over 20. Even this Rainbow Origin Form Dialga V-Star is over $20 right now. But this might be in the meta. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, that's a $20 card as well. Same with Temple of Sinnoh, and yeah, you got a lot of cards in here over $10. So it makes sense that you know, it's got a lot of value, and it's definitely probably a lot higher than some people would think. I think when I've seen a lot of rankings for Sword and Shield, oftentimes it's, you know, Evolving Skies, Lost Origin, Fusion Strike, then maybe Chilling Reign or Brilliant Stars. A lot of people even put Silver Tempest higher than Astral. I definitely never did that, but you know, Astral Radiance ranked 5th in both categories right now. That's undeniable. Lost Origin, Top 5 value 713.76, top 10 value 792.61. So this shows you a lot of the values in the top 5. Ranked 4th in both categories, top 5 and top 10 value. When we look at the cards, obviously Giratina up top, $453, $454. Aerodactyl, $139.08. Pikachu VMAX, $47.80. Rotom, $43.43. Pikachu V up there as well, around $30. Galarian Berserker V. You have the Rainbow Giratina V-Star, the regular Giratina V-Star, and then Aerodactyl V-Star Rainbow. So it's not a super deep set out of the top 5, and that shows with the value for sure being, very close, top 5 and top 10. But this puts it at 4th, in the top 10 rankings, or top 12 rankings rather, when we're ranking all the sets. And then finally, Silver Tempest, top 5 value 334.08, top 10 value 412.59. When we look at these cards here, Lugia 210.27 up top, Rayquaza VMAX around $50 now, Lugia V-Star over $30. And then you have a promo card, Unknown V at $24. Regidrago V, I actually like this artwork, but almost $20. Blaziken VMAX around $19. Serena Full Art $15.60. Rainbow Lugia V-Star, and then another Blaziken card in the top 10. So yeah, I mean, when we look at, the rankings for top 5 and top 10 based on value, Silver Tempest is 8th. So that barely puts it above the bottom third of sets. That barely puts it above Vivid Voltage. Well, I shouldn't say barely, okay. In the rankings, it's barely, but when you look at the value, right, like top 5 value, Vivid Voltage is 165. Top 5 value for Silver Tempest is basically double that. So there's actually a large gap between Vivid Voltage and Silver Tempest, but when we're looking at all 12 sets and deciding which one to invest in, it's really not doing that hot. And again, another point that some people bring up, it's actually very close between Silver Tempest, Astral, Brilliant, and Battle Styles. They're all within like, what, $40, $50 of each other. So it's not a huge deal, but a lot of these sets are a bit deeper, right? Like Astral is definitely a lot deeper. Brilliant Stars is a lot deeper. When we look at top 10 value, they're much closer to 500. Battle Styles and Silver Tempest are much closer to 400. So I think that Brilliant and Astral are definitely a lot further ahead in terms of investability when we're looking at this. So yeah, this is the list, guys, based on the values. Now, what I want to do is, when I was looking at this list, I was thinking, is there anywhere I want to invest right now? Is there anywhere in the future I want to invest? Because I think a lot of these boxes are going to go flat for a few months. Just, based on where the market is, we've seen big bull runs. There have been some boxes that have continued to go a bit. And Astral, I believe, is one of those boxes. But a lot of boxes have flatlined. But also, Sun and Moon did the same thing. It saw a big spike, flatlined for a few months, and now we're starting to see movement in Sun and Moon again as people are, trying to find different areas to invest and put their money. I'm thinking about getting into Evolving Skies, even at around $700 a box. Now, I don't know if I'm going to have the budget to pick up a full case of Evolving Skies. Probably unlikely, but I'm definitely thinking about picking up at least one box, if not more. So I'm going to be paying attention to eBay auctions. I'm going to be probably betting on a couple of them from reputable sellers and, trying to pick up a good condition box. When you look at the value, it just doesn't make sense, right? Like, top 10 value is almost $3,000. Top 5 value is over $2,000. Nothing's even close. And I understand that Evolving Skies is well ahead of all these other boxes in terms of value. I think like the second closest outside of maybe Sword and Shield base and maybe Rebel Clash at this point, I haven't checked the box in a long time, is Fusion Strike, right? So, and when you look at the value of Fusion Strike, it's basically a third of what Evolving Skies is. So, it's Evolving Skies is going to be one for the future. And I know a lot of people have said that Evolving Skies is going to be $1,000 by the end of the year. I don't think so. I think that's still unlikely, but long term down the road, if Team Up's pushing $2,000 a box, eventually, maybe in 2, 3, 4 more years, I definitely think Evolving Skies is likely going to be there as well. So it's a massive investment to make right now. You guys that got into Evolving Skies at like $100, $150 a box, congratulations. Even $300 a box, like, good job. I missed the boat on that, but it is what it is. I think it's going to be the next one to move, right? Like, when we look at Evolving Skies in comparison to a lot of these other boxes, it was ahead of most of them by about 3 or 4 months in terms of its movement. Start of the year, it basically saw its big spike up. And right now, over the past like month and a half, 2 months, we've seen Brilliant Stars, Astral Radiance, Lost Origin, all of these sets slowly start to sell out. Fusion Strike as well. So I think once Evolving Skies starts to move, then a lot of these sets will move, a few months after that. It $700, I mean, at some point this is going to start moving again. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at. The numbers just don't add up when we're looking at a lot of these other sets. Like, to me, it doesn't make sense to buy more Silver Tempest right now. I would honestly rather buy something like Battle Styles where I can get it like cheaper still from places like Hobbiesville, or even Astral Radiance, right? Like, if you could get Silver Tempest and Astral Radiance at the same price, I would probably just go with Astral Radiance. Obviously, if you can like get Lost Origin at a better price or similar price to these two, I would probably just load up on Lost Origin. I know some people have talked about Lost Origin getting a reprint, or Eli was talking with Alex from Nostalgianomics. They do a podcast, and he said that his distributors were getting some in. So maybe it's just a small restock. Maybe they had boxes somewhere. Who knows? But if you can find some deals on Lost Origin, I think that's probably a decent play to make as well. And then obviously, if you can find Fusion Strike, Chilling Reign, or Evolving Skies at a good price, it just seems like a no-brainer. So that's going to be the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Would you buy Evolving Skies right now around $700? Are you buying any of these other sets? I know a lot of people are, moving on to Scarlet and Violet like myself, but I think there is going to be some plays here. So, we're going to have to see how the next couple months unfold. Again, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.